Welcome to MattTaylorTV. Some people call me a menace to society. I like to think I've just got big boobs. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's approximately 8 o'clock on Thursday, the 26th of June, 2025. You're watching Matt Taylor TV. I'm your host, Matt Taylor. How the devil are you? I hope you're all well. The heat wave is back. And I'm out fishing with the boy tomorrow, so it's going to be lovely. So, yes, we've got lovely weather set. And there's nothing I love better than lovely weather. So, without any further ado, let's get the show on the road. You can be guaranteed of the minimum of an hour's cutting-edge entertainment you won't watch anywhere else in the whole wide galaxy. So, without any further ado, what we're going to talk about today. What on earth has the mouse been going on about? We're all gullible, apparently. Well, I personally believe anything anyone tells me. You know what I mean? If somebody tells me something, I believe it straight off. They could say, hey, I'm a Martian. And I'll say, welcome to planet Earth. Someone could say, my father is Tom Jones. And I'll say, nice to meet you, Mr. Jones. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people who believe anything and everything someone tells me. Of course, if it transpires that they're lying, well, then I'll never believe them again, ever. You know, that's the kind of person I am. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about. Hello, Pip Smoker. Pip Smoker is the first one in the chat. I often get mixed up between Pip Smoker and Pip Fed Smoker. I just presume you are one of the same. So good to have you in the house. Pip Smoker is the first one in the house. So we'll be discussing gullibility. The mouse certainly had us on, didn't he? He, she. And of course, it carries on to number 3. We are all going to Ali Sherlock. Emily V is coming along. Emily V. It's a private joke between me and me. But if you were in with the joke, you'd find it very funny, actually. It's very funny. So we've got Emily V, private joke, coming to Ali Sherlock. And now we've got Mouse. And I think it's great because finally, I mean, I know what Emily V looks like. She's a particularly, beautiful woman. But now we can all see what Emily V looks like. It'd be nice. And of course, we'll finally get to see the mouse. Because, believe it or not, I'm the only person who knows what the mouse looks like. I don't think anyone else out there knows what the mouse looks like, but I do. And so I'll be able to recognize the mouse a mile away. And you can be rest assured, I'll get the mouse on camera. We'll have a right old time. So, we're all gullible. Ali Sherlock. And then I forgot to say happy birthday to George Michael yesterday. Bearing in mind he is dead. But there we go. Oh, and we're going to touch on the Anna Breeze. I do like a bit of Anna Breeze. To be fair, beautiful woman. She's complaining of being harassed by Jeremy Vine, which is a turn up for the books, isn't it? Because as we mentioned yesterday, Alex Belfield is free after serving half of his 5-year sentence for harassing Jeremy Vine. So we'll delve more into that. Of course, Jeff Bezos, I hope I pronounced that properly. Jeff Bezos is getting married today in Vienna. Lovely place. I never got an invitation, which I'm a bit kind of like, sore about, to be fair. But hey, what can you do? And then maybe a bit of politics if we've got time. You know, how do we feel about paying more on defence than we do on welfare? I've got something to say about it, and I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. But anyway, so yes, we have confirmation that Pip Smoker is the same person as Pip Fed Smoker. Either way, that's my act. That's cool. All right, so shall we? We may as well. We may as well kick off with what happened yesterday. So it transpires that the mouse was having us on yesterday. You know, once again, the notorious YouTube troll, who we affectionately know as the mouse, has staged a stunt that leaves more questions than answers. In the latest bizarre chapter of online theatre, the mouse released what was framed as a dramatic real-life body cam footage, supposedly capturing a moment of chaos and injury. But, as with all things mouse-related, things aren't quite what they seem. It was all a setup. Of course, we all remember the video starts with someone, heavily implied to be the mouse, cycling at speed. The viewer is taken along for the ride via headcam footage, building suspense until 4 pedestrians appear directly in the cyclist's path. The screen cuts just before what might assume to be a full-on collision, with the haunting caption, "Just before impact." The words appear, "They kept on walking out in front of me without ever looking left. It was easier for me to run into them than to go round at the speed I was travelling at." Cue drama, cue speculation, cue sympathy. I mean, we even had the toxic comedy minute last night saying, "I'm sure the mouse meant no harm by crashing into that family. The bicycle had the right of way. The family paying compensation to the mouse rather than spend the Spanish jail for jaywalking." I mean, and it makes you wonder who the hell is, saying all this stuff. Before we'll carry on, a big shout on to Patrick Cole. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that a profile of Den Tarragon? Welcome, Patrick Cole. It's a name I haven't seen before. Evening, Matt. Thank you ever so much for joining. It's a pleasure to have you with us. We're just discussing the incident yesterday. We're all gullible fools, don't you know? So the mouse went on to claim that it had suffered a painful foot injury in the incident, backing up the story with an image of a badly swollen, bruised foot. The mouse further claimed that the 4 really nice people had footed the bill for medical treatment, bike repairs, and even the damaged camera equipment. It was the sort of attention-grabbing narrative that gets clicks, concern, and commentary. All the ingredients of a click chaser feeds on. The direct quote was, "There were really nice people who paid my medical bills, my bike hire fees for a week, and gave me the price of a new camera." But then came the twist, the gotcha moment, so to say. In a follow-up video which posted today, the mouse revealed the entire story was fabricated. No collision occurred, no one was hurt. There was ample room to avoid pedestrians, and the mouse had done exactly that, steering calmly to the left, safely avoiding any incident. The mouse reminds us, "I bought an app that tests your gullibility for only $500. So what was the point? According to the mouse, it was all a kind of social experiment, I suppose, to test how gullible their audience was. How easily would people believe a tale of victimhood? How quick would they be to offer sympathy, outrage, or validation? But this raises deeper and more troubling questions. Why would anyone do this? I don't know about you, but I'm left with an uncomfortable reality. The mouse intentionally misled its audience with a fictional tale of trauma and victimization. And while many might shrug and say, it's just YouTube, the implications are far more serious. I mean, this isn't satire, is it? It isn't comedy, is it? It isn't even a well-crafted hoax. It's a cold, calculated manipulation designed to harvest engagement, to test trust, and perhaps to erode trust, just to see what would happen. That's the real game. The mouse's actions reflect a growing sickness in digital culture. The need to shock, deceive, and manipulate in the name of content. It's the attention economy at its most cynical. And if it was just about testing gullibility, it worked. People believed it. Well, fair dues. A1000 didn't believe it, nor did Emily V. That's a private joke, actually, between me and me. People believed it. Some felt sorry. Others were outraged. We were all played. But maybe the mouse miscalculated this time. Because trust, once toyed with, doesn't come back easily. What audience is going to believe the mouse next time, even if they are telling the truth? So for me, the conclusion is this isn't clever. This isn't edgy. This is manipulation, chaos dressed up as content. The mouse may think he's pulling the strings, the puppet master of their own twisted show. But audiences aren't dumb as they think. Eventually, the curtain falls, and this trickster stands alone, exposed. We've all seen Wizard of the Oz. So to the mouse, I ask, what are you playing at? And more importantly, who's still watching? Very strange indeed. Very strange indeed. A big shout out to Katie in the house. It seems to have given a clue, even to you all, to see if people picked up on anything. Yes, I mean, it's a strange one. It's a strange one indeed. But hey ho, if people want to do that for content, fine. I mean, I do remember your comment from yesterday. You said something like, do you even believe the video it posts? So, you know, Katie was way out there in front of anyone else. It's like, Katie was like, do you even believe it? For me, personally, I'm like one of those people, if you tell me something's true, I'll believe it. Because, you know, why not? Pip Smoker says, you should cover real news. Okay, I think I will, Pip. Thank you. I think I will. I think I will cover real news. But isn't this real news? This is news from our crazy corner of YouTube. A big hello to Lenny. Lenny in the house. Hello, Matt and his acolytes. I hope I pronounced that properly. Good to have you in the house, Lenny. I hope all is well. Okay, you said it didn't take on the challenge. Oi, oi. Oi, oi. Savloy. No, but, you know, a very strange thing. I mean, I think there was an accident. There was an incident in which he fell off his bike, okay? And I think maybe this crazy idea came to the mouse. I know, let's turn it into content. And he must have thought up this stupid bloody idea and ran with it, quite frankly. I personally feel sorry for the Toxic Comedy Minute, because the Toxic Comedy Minute certainly fell for it. That's for sure. But okay, so over to Lenny. Will Nigel Farage be PM? Is on Channel 4 right now, the Reform guy. Good question. I mean, I don't think he will be. You know, that's in the same realms of fantasy as asking whether Tommy Robinson will be Prime Minister. I personally think we're still a two-party state. And what does it all matter anyway? We live in a monarchy rather than a democracy. Good question, though. Over the pit. He says, did you hear Trump swear on the news? Of course I did. So is that real news to you? Of course I bloody heard Trump. We all heard Trump swear. You know, that happened, what? When did that happen? Sunday or Monday? Yeah, and I mean, that's what I like about Trump. He just brings the reality back to it all, you know what I mean? So, the mouse has said he's coming down to Ali Sherlock. Ali Sherlock is playing in Brighton, 25th of October 2025. I mean, of course, we can't really believe anything the mouse says anymore, can we? You know what I mean? Katie says, I don't watch normal TV. But the good thing about the mouse coming down is at least, you know, the mouse is going to bring a camera. Trust me. Trust me. The mouse will be bringing a camera. And, you know, it's a good thing because we'll all get to see what Emily V looks like. Emily V. That's a private joke between me and me. In fact, if you were in with the joke, you'd actually realise how funny that was. But anyway, over to Lenny. Matt, does wearing a man bag make you feel vaguely emasculated? Just wondering if you're a bit old school. Well, funny enough, I've got a man bag and we call it a messenger bag now. In fact, I'll go and get it for you. It's a lovely man bag. It's a lovely man bag. It's a polo. It's a polo, don't you know? Let me show it to you. There we go. It's like my man bag. Hi, this is my man bag. It's a polo. And I just keep a little notepad and pen. And usually, you know, it's a lovely bag. That's my man bag. We call it a messenger bag. No, I don't feel vaguely emasculated. I love a man bag. I totally love it. Oh, big shout out to It's Only YouTube. It's quite apparent the creature from Scotland known as the mouse is a fantasist. Well, there you go. You heard it first. I think that's actually quite a good quote. I quite like that. It's quite... Oh, where did the quote go? It's quite apparent the creature from Scotland known as the mouse is a fantasist. TV is absolutely awful. BBC 3 are showing My Sweet 16 Birthday. God-awful American rubbish that used to be on MTV, which was awful. I know. Mind you, I am catching something called Suspicion on ITVX. Very good. And I watched Department Q on Netflix at my magical imaginary girlfriend's place. Very good as well. I enjoyed watching Department Q. And I've only got one more episode of Suspicion to watch on ITVX. Katie says, it's not even from Scotland. Descendant maybe, but not from there. There you go. And to be fair, it's not even a granny. Because remember, I've seen the mouse. The mouse was at the Royal Courts of Justice. I've looked in the mouse's eyes. And I've asked the mouse, what capacity are you here as or for? And the mouse replied to me that it was a reporter working for the law paper. But, you know, what can he do? Pip Smoker says, store the condoms in there. What are you talking about? I've missed you. It's only nice fist pump. We do like the fist pump. Tell us more, Katie. Thank you for showing us your messenger bag. What's the brand? It's Polo. Yes, Polo. Polo, mate. I love my messenger bags, my man bags, because they're so practical. Man bags are practical, and I'm very happy with my new man bag. And in fact, I'll show you what's left of my old bag. Okay, my old bag. That's all what I've got left. That's all I've got left of my old bag. I'm a sentimentalist, you know what I mean? So, it's not from Scotland. Yes. Katie, it claims to be. Well, it's all misinformation, isn't it, ultimately? Now, what's suspicion about? Suspicion. There was a kidnapping. There were like 4 people kidnapped this lad from a New York hotel, and these 4 kidnappers wore the masks of the royal family. So one wore the mask of the Queen, one wore the mask of King Charles, well, as in the now deceased Queen Elizabeth II. So one wore the mask of Queen Elizabeth II, one wore the mask of King Charles, one wore the mask of Princess Catherine and Prince William. They kidnapped this guy. So basically, you had these 4 suspects pulled in by the Metropolitan Police under suspicion of being these kidnappers who kidnapped someone from New York. And it's just the story of that, how it transpires, you know what I mean? So there's got some twists, there's got some twists and turns in it. Uma Thurman, you may be familiar from Kill Bill. Is that her name? Uma Thurman, you know what I mean? She's in it. Anyway, it went to a hotel near Manchester Airport. It didn't go to Colorado. Yes. I know. Hey, listen, what we do know is that the mouse thinks you're all gullible fools, and we know that mouse plays us all off each other. You know what I mean? Mouse seems to have his pulse on decent TV. Thank you, Lenny. And you do, mate. Thank you. I just know I love a bit of drama. Convid loves grannies, says Pip Smoker. Well, so do I, to be fair. And I do want to talk about, don't let me forget that. I do want to talk about Anna Breeze and Jeremy Vine. Don't let me forget. Someone remind me. Yes, indeed, Pippi. As were identified 23rd July at the RCJ, yes. I mean, I've seen the mouse. I know what the mouse looks like. And I'll be able to recognise a mouse again. It's easy to recognise a mouse. Pointy ears, whiskers, and a twitching nose. Those 3 identifiers will always give the mouse away. Big ears, whiskers, and a twitchy nose. Bang! That's the mouse. Straight off. But I'm just saying, it's a good thing. I mean, at least we'll get to see what Emily V looks like. Emily V. I always laugh when I say that. It's a personal joke between me and me. But if you were in with the joke, you'd realise how funny it is. Katie says, Brenda liked hers too. Could reach over £1,000 in one day. Oh, there you go. Good old grifter. Are you talking about, that reminds me, are you talking about Anna Breeze? Because there's this guy called Mark Shenton. Mark Shenton, he's a UK-based theatre critic in West Sussex. And he has come out and called Anna Breeze a low-life scum, neglectful mother, and a grifter, which is not nice. And lo and behold, Jeremy Vine has retweeted what Mark Shenton has said about Anna Breeze. So Jeremy Vine has retweeted Mark Shenton's tweet calling her a low-life scum. Jeremy Vine has retweeted Mark Shenton's tweet calling her a neglectful mother and a grifter. So it's I think it's newsworthy, because this is the same Jeremy Vine who was instrumental in getting Alex Belfield a prison sentence for doing exactly what he's now doing to Anna Breeze. And, you know, I like Anna Breeze. Justin says, Katie, is it true that you know the true identity of the creature? That's a direct question if ever I saw one. Then he says, yes, I'm actually looking at man bags lately, so it's like a satchel, like Indiana Jones. Yeah, that's honestly, and they're very reasonable price. My son got one for his birthday, and I haven't seen it yet, but my son got one, and that just convinced me. I mean, my old one has fallen to bits, and it convinced me that I'm just getting I'm getting one, and you can pick them up very reasonably. Me, never. It's only YouTube. Palm 1413. We'll check that out later. Do like that. I do see we've got Third Eye Zone in the chat. I'll get to Third Eye Zone. Maybe one day Brian PC will tell us. Yes, of course, with Brian PC. Shout out to Brian PC, sponsor of the show. He says he knows the true identity of the mouse. Back in a bit, making shortbread. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. What age is the mouse? I reckon when I saw the mouse, which was 2019, 6 years ago, I personally put the mouse late 30s, early 40s. So I would imagine the mouse is now mid 40s. But that's just my guess. Over to Third Eye Zone. I've noticed Third Eye Zone, he's put some stuff out about the rodent today. Mouse credibility is shot to bits after that stunt. I told it today to enjoy the summer instead of making up 6 stories. I know, it's just... Look, each to their own. You know, if you feel as if you want to gaslight your audience, crack on. But, you know, keep me out of it. Because I'm not about gaslighting anyone, let alone an audience who I hold so dear. I think it's absolutely bonkers, actually. And it goes back to what Justin said when he came in. It's quite apparent the creature from Scotland known as the mouse is a fantasist. And I do believe that's what we're talking about, a complete and utter fantasist. So I think it's worth reading again, this fantastic comment by Third Eye Zone. Mouse credibility shot to bits after that stunt. I told it today to enjoy the summer instead of making up 6 stories. I know, absolutely. It's just crazy. That's what it is. It's crazy. Lenny says, Matt, are you supposed to eat after 8 mints after 8 o'clock? Them thin mints in the black paper. Hey, Matty. You can eat after 8 mints whenever you want. But I do love after 8 mints. That's one of my staple stocking fillers for my daughter. My daughter loves after 8 mints. And she was the one who taught me. She goes, Dad, you can eat your after 8 mints any hour of the day. So, yeah. Yes, that's funny enough. That's a staple stocking filler for my kids at Christmas, after 8 mints. The creature never had any credibility. Well said. True. Matt, where did he buy them? The Polo messenger bags? Amazon. Yes, spot on. It was Amazon. It was very reasonable as well. I think I got it for about $10.99, mate. $10.99. But my son's man bag, my son's messenger bag, £35. I tell you, my son, right? The guy, my son will spend £35 on a t-shirt. Bang. He'll spend £55 on some jogging bottoms. 55 fucking pound on jogging bottoms. £35 on a t-shirt. £35 on a messenger bag. I mean, fuck, where does he get his money from? That's what I want to know. Shocking. Over the Third Eye Zone, it says, thank God we don't live in America, as I reckon it would get us all swatted. Yeah, damn right. Mind you, I've had a welfare check sent over. Then he says, okay, Matt, Mouse is calling your super fans the Matt Taylor troll gang. That's not very nice, is it? You know, when in doubt, just call people a troll. That usually works. That usually works, doesn't it? When in doubt, call people trolls. Why not? And yes, I have to agree with you, Third Eye Zone. He's a dangerous fantasist. A dangerous fantasist. And of course, there's been lots of warnings about the mouse. Lenny says, America looks like a shocking place. See the guy who won the Democratic primaries for New York City mayor. Defund the police, communist loon. That's something I haven't looked into. I vaguely saw that. But I'm watching a lot of stuff on TikTok about life in Thailand. And then other people talking about life in Vietnam. So, yeah, I mean, look, I've always said, if it wasn't for my kids, I would be out in Asia now. Bang, smash, wallet, gone. No, you know, no two ways about it. I'd be out of England in a flash. The only thing that's keeping me in England at the moment are my kids and my magical imaginary girlfriend. You know what I mean? Phew, I'd be out of here in moments. Mouse is absolutely nuts. I have to agree. Would you consider plastic surgery like Brad Pitt? No. But mind you, would you consider a tummy tuck plastic surgery? Tummy suction. I suppose it is, isn't it? I suppose tummy suction is plastic surgery. So actually the answer is yes. I'd love to get the Hoover up in my belly to get rid of all the flab. So the answer is actually yes, I would consider it, funny enough. 11 quid for a man bag sounds very reasonable. Well, you know, like I said, my son spent £35. And there were some lovely man bags in Brighton. Goat's leather. £85 a bag. £85 a bag. Goat's leather. Have you ever heard of goat's leather? Crazy. Justin asks, Lenny son, any thoughts on the Paris and Shazza girl romance? Funny enough, when are we going to hear more about that? You know, they spent a weekend together, didn't they? When we gonna hear all about that? Young lads like to wear branded duds, Matt. I know. Tell me about it. I was saying to Lewis, son, why don't we just go to Primark and get a fucking £12 track trousers? And he looked at me as if I was a piece of scum. He looked at me as if I didn't know anything about life, the universe, and everything. But you're right. These young lads, they know how to splash the cash. That's right. America's going to hell, Lenny. Yeah, I'll tell you, the UK as well. The Western world is going to hell. In fact, the Western world is hell. Paris and Shazam, an item, you're taking a piss. Well, they have met up. Lenny's son, they shared a weekend on her boat. Yes, good. I was going to correct you then, but then you're right. It's definitely her boat. Yeah. Lenny's son, they shared a weekend on her boat on the river, getting pissed and throwing up. and all kinds of other stuff. You know what girls are like. You know what girls are like together and have had a few beers. You can show me yours, I'll show you mine, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Well, isn't that what girls do? I don't know. Matt, aging naturally looks better. Yes. Yeah. Oh, everyone, we have Elaine. Welcome back, Elaine. Good to have you back in the house. Good to see you, Elaine. Good evening. Let's everyone say hello to Elaine. When did Shazza go on Paris's speedboat? I think that was not last weekend, the weekend before. Keep up, Leonard. I'm sure you go on Paris's lives, don't you? I'm sure you're a regular. Be careful with your words, Convid. Paris spoke about it on her live stream. Yes. Convid, no chance. No, you. I think Lenny's missed it. Lenny's missed the boat, mate. Lenny, you've missed the boat. You've missed the boat. But anyway, who else didn't get an invite to Jeff Bezos' wedding today in Geneva? Or was it Venice? It's Venice, isn't it? I don't know where Geneva came from. Venice. I certainly didn't get an invite. I was waiting for one as well. That's got to be a wedding of the weekend, isn't it? Eh? Imagine that. Jeremy Vine taking a pop at Anna Breeze. Anna Breeze is not happy. Anna Breeze is not happy. So what I understand it is that there's this bloke out there called Mark Shenton. Now, Mark Shenton is a UK-based theatre critic based in West Sussex. Now, he's been tweeting pretty nasty tweets about Anna Breeze, calling her low-life scum, nasty, a neglectful mother, not very nice at all, and a grifter. Honestly, man, it's not nice. So we got Mark Shenton, UK-based theatre critic, based in West Sussex, tweeting out nasty stuff about Anna Breeze, calling her a low-life scum, neglectful mother, and a grifter, which, lo and behold, BBC presenter Jeremy Vine has then gone on and retweeted. The same Jeremy Vine who was instrumental in getting Alex Belfield a prison sentence and a conviction for stalking and harassment. So we now have got a situation in which Jeremy Vine is now doing exactly what he accused Alex Belfield of doing to him, he's doing to Anna Breeze. Not nice. You know, Anna Breeze is a lovely lady. She's a lovely lady. And I do not like misogynistic hate speech. With too much of that on YouTube, too much misogynistic hate speech, and calling a woman a low-life scum, a neglectful mother, and a grifter is, in my opinion, misogynistic hate speech, and it ain't nice. And the very fact that Jeremy Vine, BBC presenter, is retweeting this stuff, not good. Not good. So yes, going back, Lenny, catch up with the news, mate. Jeff Bozo in Venice. How boring is this story? Mate, it's not boring. It's the wedding of the weekend. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Does Anna Breeze still have a channel? Yes, she does. I mean, she actually mentioned she lost one, but she has got a channel and she's doing great work. I'm a big fan of Anna Breeze. We got a new username in the chat. She must be gone to Rumble or BitChute, Breeze. You know, you can't access BitChute anymore in the UK. We have a username. I'm Easy's Handler. Welcome. A breeze through the vines. Oh, I like it. I like what you done there. I like what you done. Very funny. Jeremy Vine look like a nice guy to you? He doesn't. That's the thing. He doesn't look a nice guy. He looks a creep. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Matt, what's with the weird pictures of you cloned? What? It's entertainment, mate. Entertainment. It's all meant to make you go, what the fuckity fuck is that? The creature, we all know who the creature is obsessively posting all our comments on its community page. Obsessed. How strange. How Dave, we used to say, how Dave. And look, you know, why doesn't the mouse just come on? It's just, it's so Dave. It's so Dave. Needed rolling out and a few pricks applied. I hope Katie's shortbread is coming along. Lots of them here. A1000. Easy's handler. Interesting. Katie, Bouncy Mouncy is too shy to say hi. It prefers to post all our comments on its community post instead. How very weird, hey? How very strange indeed. Sorry, how very Dave indeed. But yeah, on a serious note, there is a lot of like serious mental illness on YouTube, and I think the mouse represents that mental illness which is so prevalent across YouTube at the moment. I can't, you know, I really don't know what to make of it, really. I really don't know what to make of it. Oh yes, I see. Yes. Troll Gang, the Taylor from Brighton Troll Gang. Right. I do get a bit nervous because when you come into close proximity with madness and insanity, I don't know about you, but I get a bit kind of, you know, it's like that fight or flight sensation, and it's usually get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? I'm more like get the fuck out of there, and I do all in all seriousness. There is something seriously insane about the mouse, about going on holiday and taking your hard drive with you to spend your holiday time posting repeats of Matt Taylor TV and Kaylee TV. You know, it's just, and it's obsession, and that's mental. That's a mental illness. That's a mental condition. Yes. Lenny says Brian Hurle was on yesterday's explaining the Essex Boys killers. Matt did a little segue into true crime. Yeah, I was interested to know how you know all about your true crime as well. It still hasn't posted that video to public. It declined the challenge. No cup this time. Yes, indeed. Well, you know, the thing is, yeah, what a weirdo Bouncy Mouncy is. Yeah, they'll never rise to the challenge. The Third Eye Zone says, I think the mouse needs a non-cycling holiday, judging by its community ranting. I know, it's just... Yeah, it's as if he wants to be part of the inner circle, but he knows, well, you know, he's scared that he'll be rejected. And in all probability, he most probably will be rejected, to be fair. But then again, he may catch us in a, you know, in a generous moment in time and space. But either way, for me personally, it's just all projection. That's everything they do. They just project their own characteristics onto others. And that's why you always hear them calling out others as trolls, obsessives, harassers, stalkers, and nonces. Because that's exactly what they are themselves. And it's, I don't know about you, but for me, it's scary. It's scary stuff, man. It's like, get me the number of the men in white jackets. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. In fact, what I'll do now, I'll just play a little, thing about the mouse. And I'll be back. This is an AI production, by the way. So I'll play this. It's only about 3 minutes. And I will be back.
Right. So who's ready for the latest episode of Online Nonsense? Because today I'm talking about the mouse, that infamous YouTube troll who seems to thrive on winding up the entire internet just for a laugh. You might have seen the saga already, but if not, buckle in, it's a wild one. It all starts with a video. The mouse, or at least someone who wants you to think they're the mouse, is hurtling down a path on a bike, headcam footage jittering away when suddenly 4 pedestrians appear right in the firing line. The tension's cranked up to 11, screen goes black, and we get a dramatic caption just before impact. Classic. Naturally, the mouse chimes in, mocking tone. They just walked out in front of me. It was easier to run into them than to stop. Cue the drama, cue the sympathy, cue a flood of comments, all piling in with hot takes. The mouse's online mates, the toxic comedy minute mob, pop up to offer their support. Oh, I'm sure the mouse meant no harm. Or the bike had the right of way, actually. Oh, and it gets better. The mouse claims a foot injury, posts a picture of a swollen, battered foot, and insists the really nice family paid for his medical bills, the bike repairs, even a new camera. It's got everything, a sob story, a villain, a hero, and a dash of internet outrage, but here's where things go completely sideways. A few days later, the mouse drops a bombshell. It was all fake. No collision, no injury, no sobbing Spanish family forking out cash. In fact, he just calmly swerved to the left and cycled on. The whole thing, one giant wind-up. I bought an app that tests your gullibility for only $500, he says with a straight face. So, what was the real game here? According to the mouse, it was a social experiment, a way to see how easily people would swallow a story if it was packaged with enough drama. Would we buy into a tale of victimhood without a second thought? Would we rally round, or would we call it out? But honestly, why? Why go to all that trouble just to prove people are, well, human? The mouse didn't just blur the line between fact and fiction. He erased it all in the name of clicks and engagement. And let's be real, this isn't satire, it's not clever, it's not subversive, and it's definitely not comedy. It's just a calculated attempt to manipulate an audience for attention. And for what? To see if people still care enough to comment? Thing is, trust is fragile. Once you've played your viewers for fools, don't be surprised when they stop believing you, even when you're actually telling the truth. The mouse wanted to test gullibility, but all he's really done is torch his own credibility. So, to the mouse, what's the end game, mate? Because after all this, I reckon the audience is finally wise to the act. And for everyone else, next time you see a dramatic online tale, maybe pause before you click, like, not every puppet master's as clever as they think.
Yes, very strange indeed. Very strange indeed. Bouncy Mouncy is so lonely. You know, and that's sad. That's sad. In video, I use in video. Narrator sounds like Tell, who used to be on Grobnob's channel. Yes. Matt, have you heard of this pedo who had a pretend marriage of a 9-year-old at Disneyland's Paris? Jackie G, whatever it is, convicted sicko. No. Oh, I didn't. Well, look. Thank in video. Very easy. I get AI to do all my work at the moment. But yeah, I mean, you know, I have to tweak it. I tweak AI now and then. But I think that was a very good roundup of what's going on. I mean, it's just like, you're just wasting our time. You're wasting our time with this dribble you're coming out with. You know, it's just silly. It's silly. It's unnecessary and it's irrelevant. And it just shows you up for who you are. Just an obsessed, sad troll with nothing better to do with one's life, you know? It's a sad state of affair. But what can you do with the drunken sailor? There's not much, is there? There's not much. We're all, what was that, Lenny? We're all susceptible to being fooled, especially when in love. I know those romance scams are on the up and up, aren't they? I mean, yeah. Who marries a 9-year-old at Disneyland Paris? It's just wrong, isn't it? There's certain things in life that are wrong, and that's just sick. No, I haven't come across that story yet. But, you know, we live in a fucked up world in which 9-year-olds are married. Like I said, I haven't come across that story. But I do naturally steer away from those kind of stories. You know, we've all got choices. We can fill our lives with positivity or negativity. And I sometimes feel that if I invest my time in reading negative news, it just puts me in a negative mood. But that's not to say you shouldn't be aware of the negative side of life, of course. Bouncy Mouncy can't even switch off on holiday. It's totally obsessed with what Matt is up to. Yes, oh yeah, and talk about holiday, a big shout out to Mandy. We had some messages from Mandy yesterday. Mandy says, Lenny, as ever on the ball, move on. That was last Friday. Oh yeah. Mandy was nice enough to say, on fire tonight. And then she said something about Emily, actually. About why Emily was being so negative. But I've missed that. Mandy, yesterday, she goes, night, dear fart, which I found funny. Night, dear fart. Oh, God. She is funny. She is funny. So, shout out to Mandy. Mandy's on holiday, by the way. Terry Twinkle Ripley. Hashtag memories. Over to Third Eye Zone. Why does Mouse still do what I'm struggling to understand? Why does Mouse still do it is what? Oh, sorry. Why does Mouse still do? It is what I'm struggling to understand. What does he want from folk? Yeah, mate. I think I can answer that. I think the mouse just wants to be relevant. The mouse wants to be spoken about. That's all the motivation the mouse needs. If there's a day in which the mouse isn't referenced, isn't spoken about, the mouse gets into a bit of a negative mindset. So I believe there's nothing the mouse wants more in life than being relevant and being spoken about and being discussed And I personally think that's the motivation. I'd just like to take a moment to welcome everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Matt Taylor TV. You're watching Matt Taylor broadcasting live from Brighton. I'm your host, Matt Taylor. Thank you ever so much for jumping in. I think it's prudent just to tell you at the moment, as a bit of a disclaimer, if you are easily offended, do not watch Matt Taylor TV, because in all probability, you will be offended. Because there's nothing else I love better than pushing boundaries. It challenges you to think about things you otherwise would avoid. And Matt Taylor is all about pushing their boundaries and changing minds. So, if you do find yourself offended, remember you were warned, okay? And all that jazz. Good on you. Back to the chat. Where are we? So yeah, in answer to that, my personal opinion is I think the mouse needs to be talked about. And that's the motivation for what the mouse does. What does the mouse want from folks? The mouse wants attention. The mouse wants to remain relevant. And there you go. Yes. Tail 77 sounded like a merchant ivory saw. Yeah. Matt, thoughts on actor Jeremy Irons? He won an Oscar for Reversal of Fortune. The suspected wife killer Claus von Bülow. I hope I pronounced that wrong. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jeremy Irons. I ain't got nothing more to say, really. I like the actor. I watch him. I don't think there's been any. I don't think there's been any scandals as such, has there, from Jeremy Irons? Ah, yes. Matt get a bit excited when I called him Dear Heart. Yeah. Only because, Lenny, hand on heart, I've never been called Dear Heart by anyone. And I'm laughing because on the same day I got called Dear, well, not only have I been called Dear Heart now, I've been called Dear Fart, which particularly made me laugh. But yeah, it's funny, Dear Heart. I think we've got Brian Hurle coming in. Hello, Brian. Be aware that you may get kicked off, but it's nothing to do with me. No, it's Restream. It's Restream. So we're just waiting for Brian to come on. I do believe Brian will be calling in from Southampton, the Priory in Southampton. So isn't that quite lovely, isn't it, really? It's quite lovely. But yeah, George Michael's birthday yesterday. Now look, I live in Brighton, gay capital of the UK. And while, I've had a bit of a homosexual experience, suffice to say I snogged a ladyboy out in Hong Kong. Hand on heart, I do believe that if I ever met George Michael out in Brighton, I would gladly have a homosexual experience. I mean, who wouldn't? It's George Michael, for goodness sake. Yeah, but absolutely gutted. I think he would have been 62. He would have been 62 if he hadn't died on Christmas Day 2016. Or when did he die? I'll ask Google. When did George and Michael pass away? My prediction is 2016. Yeah, Christmas Day 2016. Oh, we have Brian here, I do believe. Let's get Brian on. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm great.
Good.
I don't understand the Hong Kong thing. But anyway, we'll let that pass. We'll let that
Well,
pass.
you know, it looked like a woman. You know, it had little boobs.
Matt, behave yourself. Behave yourself. Can I ask you a couple of questions? I've heard there's been a bit, because I've not been around for a while, with A1000 and Esau. Yeah,
Well, I think you may have to ask Katie. Perhaps Katie will come on and answer your question. So, what's been going on between A1000 and Esau?
sure.
Interesting.
I'm sorry?
I don't know. Oh, hey, look, I never knocked him. I never knocked him off. I have to stress that. I didn't knock him off. Come on now, Harry. That's not nice. That's not nice, Harry. I know you like to mock scumbags, but Brian Hurle is far from one of them. Look at that. I really don't, you know, I don't like people coming on like Harry Munker coming on, and the first thing he says in the chat is a nasty dig. What a prick. Lenny says George Michael was of Greek stock, I believe. Rest in power. Fun fact, his duet with Aretha Franklin was one of his favourite career moments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, Lenny. I'm a big fan. I mean, who isn't a big fan of George Michael? And now I just want to say there are some technical difficulties. I'm certainly not dumping Brian Hurle. It's the tech. Okay, it's the tech. So sorry about that, Brian. I have 5 to 10 minutes on the clock for the biscuits, then I can call in. Oh, there you go. So Brian asked what's going on between Esau and A1000. So Katie said give her 5 to 10 minutes, she'd jump on. She may be able to, you know, tell us all what's going on. As I understand it, there's EC and Esau. They're two different people. Hello, Brian.
You need to sort your mods out, mate. Seriously. You need to sort.
I've got no mods.
Well,
I've only got rockers.
they're cutting me off. I know your name, Harry Mucker.
I know, what a wanker.
Mucker, I know your name. Stop it. And we who the mouse is. We got him. Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, give Katie 5 to 10 minutes. Oh look, fucking hell. Who's knocking off Brian Hurle? One of my moderators out there is knocking out Brian Hurle, and it's got to stop. Whoever it is, stop it. Fuck, this is why you know, I give people moderator spanners and he knocked off Brian. Yeah. What are you lot like? Can we stop doing that, please? Third Eye Zone says, Tony, Harry, why do you keep acting the hard man towards Brian? Yeah. You know, you do know, kind of like, Brian Hurle could just kind of like crush you like he can crush a tissue. Honestly, Harry, you're such a dickhead. You are such a dickhead. You're embarrassing. Third Eye Zone, a mugger. I like what he done there. I like what he done there. It's just showing off for attention. That's all he's doing. Here he goes. It's true, Matt. He threatened to shoot me on your channel, live on air. And I'm still alive. You allowed it. Oh, fucking hell. Here we go then. Perhaps you and Brian can come in and discuss it between yourselves. Yeah, but you said you're going to shoot me. And, you know, that's really out of order. So I think I'm perfectly entitled to call you a mug. Yeah, okay. Okay. Matt, clearly our MI5 gremlins cutting the line. Brian Hurle sounds like he was calling in from the South Pole during a blizzard. Is it because he's on public Wi-Fi? Could be. Could be. I mean, perhaps if Katie comes in and tells us more about what's going on between her and Esau, again, there's two people, isn't there? There's Esau and Easy. I've always been a bit confused about that. Is Brian in the Priory? Yes, is in the Southampton Priory. Look, and the thing is, Harry, you know, a lot of things are said as banter on the YouTube. Right? A lot of things is said on banter on YouTube, but yet when it suits you, you make out it's a real threat. Honestly, Harry, you're a nasty little toe rag, man. You're a nasty toe rag. Is there Wi-Fi in the Priory? Yes, no doubt there would be. But poor Brian gets knocked off. I mean, sometimes getting knocked off is good. At other times, it's bloody annoying. Brian talks about his ring piece. Oh, fuck. Monker, you're a dick brain. Do you know that, Monker? You are a dick brain. Fucking hell. But anyway, good to have Monker in the house. It's good to have you all in the house. Big shout out to Justin, Lenny, Third Eye Zone. Hello, Brian.
You're right.
Yeah.
Bro, it's easy work for me. It's easy work for me. Harry, jump on. Come and talk to me. You wanker. Come talk to me.
I think the last time he was challenged,
He's a
he didn't have
knobhead.
the ball to come on and talk to me. Yeah. I think the last time he challenged him to come on, he didn't come
Matt,
on.
come on. He's so scared. Come on, Harry Munker. That's not your real name, is it?
Oh,
Darren.
he goes, I've taken threats seriously from you and Brian. Oh, there you go.
Come
Way
on,
to go.
Darren.
Come on and Harry, you little weasel. Come on,
Come
weasel.
on. Come and speak to me. And Easy is not Esau. Easy, as you know, is Rick. Yeah, from Bogner.
No, I didn't know that. So Easy is Rick, not
Yeah,
Easy
Rick.
is Rick.
Easy is Rick from Bogner Regis.
Right.
Yeah.
From oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, Harry.
Does Rick ever show his face on camera? No.
Yeah. He showed his face. He showed his face. Yeah,
Is
he showed his face.
that the Big Bad Rick? Has he got a channel called the Big
No,
Bad?
the Big Bad Rick Show. The Big Bad Rick Show is Michelle Smith and Stephanie Caddis. That's their channel. They know I know it. It's Stephanie Caddis and Michelle Smith who I'd arrested. They know I know them. It's easy work.
Oh, okay. And
Like the
Esau,
mouse. We know who the mouse is. We know who the fucking mouse is, you prick. Test me.
there you go. So it doesn't look like Harry's going to come on because he's a weasel.
Yeah, come on, Harry. Come on, Darren. Come on. I'll dox your mum, your sisters, your uncles, your cousins. You know what I will do. The dream team. Come on, Harry.
He goes, fuck off, you meathead. I'd rather stick my head up my arse. Oh, there you go.
Well, how about if I dox your mum, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your aunties?
Yeah, we don't want to do that. That would.
I'll do it on my channel. Yeah. Come on, Harry.
Oh, what an idiot. Fuck off, you meathead. I'd rather stick my head up my arse. What an idiot.
These are fucking
So there's a scenario out there that Harry will be quite happy to stick his head up his arse. Wow.
Oh, he's a dickhead. His name's Darren. He's a prick. His name's Darren. Listen, I'll put his mum and his dad and his uncle and his cousins and his sisters out there.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm only here for laughs and to be a nasty cunt.
You want to test me, Harry? Want to test the dream team?
Yeah. Oh, he's acting so big when, you know, behind the screen.
Oh, God. Okay, I'll put your mum out there tonight on my channel. Yeah.
Good God. He's terrified of you. That's what it is, Brian. He's absolutely
He's
terrified.
an idiot. He's an idiot. Listen, we've got the best team in the world. We've got the best team in the world. Researchers, Matt. Listen, I don't disrespect nobody. He wants to play. I'll put his mum, his sister, his cousin, his aunt, I'll put them all out there. He knows I'll do it because I've done it before.
He goes, go for it, Brian. It would be end. He's calling you out, Brian.
Okay, cool.
Calling you a bluff.
Okay, I'll go live. Oh, I'll put it out there. Me and Esau will put you out there.
Good God. And remember, everyone, it was Munker who came in with a nasty comment to Brian straight off the cuff.
I didn't say nothing, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't say nothing, Rob.
He comes in out of nowhere, starts calling you a mug, and he thinks it's funny.
He's a dickhead. He's a dickhead. It's just with YouTube. It's just it's so easy, Matt. I told you last night. People just go to the dark web and just try and find my troll. It's so easy.
Hey, look, the regulars on my show, we know exactly what Munker's all about, and that no one takes him seriously here. We all just tolerate him because he's just a weak person. He's irrelevant. That's why we allow him to say what he says.
Mm.
Because it's some people are just all mouth, and that's Harry for you.
Yeah, listen, bro. It is what it is. It's only YouTube. It's only you. It's only YouTube.
And there's some people just aren't worth getting wound up about, and that's.
No, I don't get wound up anymore, mate. Because I'll just put your family out there. They don't like it.
Well, yeah, I can't see the logic in that myself. But each to their own. I'm not going to tell you how to conduct yourself.
Matt, you're out there. You're out there.
Yeah,
your face is out there. My face is out there.
Yeah.
We're in the public eye. Yeah. Harry, do we put your face out there? You idiot.
Oh, that time when he did put his face out there, it was so funny. He's such a weird looking bloke. He really is.
He's a nonce. He's a fucking nonce.
And
and
there's two people like to bitch or talk, and like Harry is just a bitch. He loves to bitch about people. That way he can't get corrected. He can just throw out lies and get away with it.
Man, I've took so many channels down. Yeah, so many channels. He ain't even got a channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, what's this? Matt asked Brian, does he think Jeremy? Yeah, of course I think that Jeremy Bamber is guilty. Yeah, he killed his sister, his mum, his dad, and the two kids. Of course.
Then he goes on about Jeremy Bamber. He's like,
no, but Jeremy Bamber was at the White House and he killed his sister, his mum, his dad, and the two kids. Yeah,
yeah.
Of course he gets guilty, and he tried to act like it was a suicide. Yeah,
yeah.
Of course, Bamber's guilty.
Of course he is.
In my opinion.
Oh, so what happened on Jupiter's today?
I went on there. Basically, Esau's got a problem with her. Yeah, A1000. She's quite intelligent. She's got all numbers and dates and blah 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 blah. Get her on. Let me confront.
Yeah, she is going to come on. Yeah.
You get her on. But I think she's a nut job. I do think she's a nut job.
What, you think Katie's a nut job?
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's going to have some words with you about that.
I can hold my corner, Matt.
Oh God. Well, for the record, I certainly don't think Katie's a nut job.
What she goes on about? Come on, Matt.
Well, who's been in a nut house between you and A1000?
I've been 4 times.
There you go. I think that answers. If anyone's a nut job between you and Katie, it's the person who's been in a nut house, surely.
Well, I've been there 4 times.
Oh God!
Come on, Katie, jump on. I'll debate you as a man. I won't disrespect you.
She may not come on now, seeing as you called her a nut job.
I did call her that. She's a nut job.
She's not. Well, anyway, I don't think she is, but
How long?
Bear in mind, you've been in that house 4 times, and she hasn't been in there once.
Do you know her?
Well, yeah.
You don't, Matt. You don't know her.
Well, in what way? You know, what? How do you define know her?
Well, I'll be the only person on YouTube who's actually met people, Matt. Actually met people. I've been to their doors. You
Oh,
mean?
okay.
I've turned up. Everyone knows this. I've turned up at people's houses.
Oh, there you go. Well, but you haven't turned up at Katie's house, have you?
No, I wasn't going to turn up at a woman's house. I would turned up at Omar's. I turned up at Billy's. I turned up at these people's houses.
Yeah, but you know, I've spoken to Katie privately, and I've actually been at the same event as her. I didn't actually know her at the time then when we were at the same event. Katie's saying, I have made it very clear I don't like you, Brian says.
She don't like me. No, she don't like me.
Well, I don't blame her. Calling her a nut job, you know, bloody hell.
She is. She's got issues. She's got issues.
Why do you think she's a nut job?
Because she's so involved with YouTube, Matt. It's a lie. No.
Of course we are.
Matt, no, Matt, I'm not.
You're honestly you want us to believe you're not involved with YouTube as much as the next person?
No, I was involved, I'd say 2 years ago. Yeah, I was heavily involved. I've not done a live in 6 months, brother. I've not done a live in 6 months.
What, have you been busy?
No, I just not done a live in 6 months. I just chose to come away. Katie can't come away. She's so involved with the hosting and all that shit. Yeah. Come on, Katie, jump on and talk to me.
Well, you know, I totally understand that why she wouldn't. I mean, Katie's saying she said you slept with her.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about, Katie?
No,
when?
She's saying that he said she slept with me, for fuck's sake. And you've also said the same about Kaylee, haven't you? You said you slept with Kaylee.
Yeah.
When we all know you didn't.
Okay. And Matt, asked Brian his views on Brian Harbour's feud with E17. Well, his feud wasn't with E17, it was with his manager, the nonce, yeah, who died 2 years ago.
Tom Watson.
Yeah. And that was a feud because he got taken for the load of dough. He was a horrible, nasty piece of work. Yeah, he lived in Eastbourne.
There we go. Okay. Fair enough. Thanks. I'll tell you, that's why we love Lenny. Lenny always comes out with some lovely questions. Katie says, in all fairness, Brian is not someone I would keep company with.
Same as. She's 40 years old. Yeah, get a life, Katie, for fuck's sake.
Brian, what? I'm surprised you feel this way and coming out with this stuff directed at Katie.
Because she's a nut job. She's a nut job. Jump on the panel. Jump on the panel and talk to me.
Look, I don't blame anyone who doesn't want to come on a panel to like argue a negative with someone calling her a nut job. It isn't nice and it's not friendly.
No, I'll be nice. Matt, I'll be nice.
I'll be nice and a nut job. Katie says he even denied it on your panel too. He must have forgotten. So, you know, here's Katie pulling you up. Apparently, you know, I didn't hear you say it, but apparently you said that you had slept with her, just like you said you slept with Kaylee, and we all know.
Show the proof. Show the proof, Katie.
Prove a
Show
negative.
the proof, Katie.
Yeah. Well, do you ever deny? Because you know, do you ever deny saying you slept with Kaylee?
No.
So you agree that you said that?
Yeah.
Cool. I remember you saying it, but I couldn't be able to provide the proof at the moment if you said to me, prove you said it.
I've got 800 messages from her. That's why Kaylee will never put a thing about me. I've got 800 messages from her.
Yeah, having messages from someone and saying you slept with them are 1,000 miles apart.
Sudbury, mate, I've been there.
Look, as far as I know, it's not the done thing to do. It's not the gentlemanly thing to do. Saying you've slept with
Everyone knows I was with Chartel. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows I was Sam.
You don't have to list your conquests. You really don't. But yeah, it doesn't look like Katie's going to come on and have a chat with you after that.
She won't come on. She won't come on because she knows I'll finish her. But
Come on, we're not going to have anyone who finishes anyone on Matt Taylor TV. We're a friendly bunch here.
Matt, I'm the dream team. You can't be tested, Matt. You know me, Matt.
I remember the good old days when you were going, right, everyone, we're going to take down Matt Taylor's TV. Everyone strike him.
Matt, I've took about 16. Me and Esau took about 15, 16 channels down. Yeah, easy work. Easy work.
There you go. Something proud of?
Not really. We just what we do. What we do. If you're a prick, we're going to take your channel.
How many
I
times
like
has
you,
your
Matt.
channel gone?
I like you, Matt. I've always have. Give me.
I like you, Brian, as well.
Mm.
Good. So I think you scared everyone off, though, Brian.
No, mate. Yeah, Katie, just jump on and talk to me as a person. Come on.
I'm not going to talk to you. Harry's not going to talk to you. Katie's not going to talk to you. Is there anyone who will talk to Brian Hurle? Emily V will come and talk to you, won't you, Emily? Emily talks to everyone.
Emily's cool. Emily's cool.
Yeah. Emily, well, I'm going to meet up with Emily watching the Ali Sherlock gig in October.
Right.
Something to look forward to.
Well, then Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. So how long are you going to be in Southampton for now?
Another 6 days. Another
60 days. Crikey.
Yeah. It's a 90-day detox.
I mean, Brian, would you be able to share what's your average day in a priory? What
Oh God, it's boring. Like? It's boring. You get up and you got 8 o'clock breakfast, and then you got 12 o'clock your food, obviously, and then you got 5 o'clock, and then you got 8 o'clock supper, that they call it. But yeah, I've detoxed for 30 days now. I'm ready to go, if I'm honest. But it's cost fucking grand, 40 bags. Yeah, to be here.
Have you made any friends in there?
No, I don't want any friends.
How many other people are in there at the moment?
22.
Wow. That's good then. So yeah, are there any counselling sessions you do?
Yeah, you do. Well, they do certain things, anger management, yeah, bereavement counselling, yeah, and then they do open road, what they call open road, yeah.
And what's that open road about?
That's about alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because obviously, you know, you drinking to drown out the memories of your sons, and so that's really the issue that needs to be addressed, isn't it?
Yes.
That the drinking comes after that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And
yeah, would you like to, how have you come to terms with what happened to your son? How do you?
I haven't, right. Matt. I haven't, Matt. Yeah, and I never will. Yeah.
So that implies drinking's always going to be an issue then, because
yeah, of course,
until you resolve that.
Yeah, of course. You mean I'm an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic, Matt.
Well, yeah, it's good of you saying it. Ultimately, you want to say I'm not an alcoholic.
No, I'll always be an alcoholic.
Well, you've said that now. You've said it. If you say it,
yeah, I'll always be an alcoholic. But what? And what?
And that's also like saying I'll never get over my son's death.
I won't. I won't.
But don't you need to live your life out in kind of
I
like,
don't know. I don't know, Matt. If I'm honest with you, I'm addressing. All they say is take one day at a time.
yeah,
Take one day at a time.
yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a personal question, but Lenny's asking what happened to your son.
He had cot death, and they call it sudden impact death syndrome.
Yeah.
But he's cot death.
And how long ago was this, Brian?
2 years.
Right, bloody hell.
Mm.
God, you're still what's the word I'm looking for? You're still having kids at your age.
I've got 6 children, but a little fella died. Yeah, it was cot death. They call it sudden impact death syndrome.
Yeah.
It was cot death over the COVID period. So it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, it's tragic. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just concerning because until you bring resolution to that, you're not going to stop drinking. There's a catch-22 going on at the moment.
Absolutely, Matt. And that's why I went on a mad one with the YouTube, as you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck.
But it still implies that there's a lot more road to walk before before any of this gets resolved.
Yeah, of course, Matt. Of course, Matt. But I went on a mad one for 2 years. Absolute Matt. I was a lunatic. You know, Matt. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I can bring in numbers. I've got like fucking 3,000 on my TikTok channel. I've got 3,000 on my YouTube channel. I can bring the numbers in. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to alive in 6 months. I can bring numbers in. It's not a problem. But I don't care. I don't care. It's not important anymore.
But surely you need to find something that you care about to push you through the rest of your life.
Yeah, I know, mate.
And remember, you have got other kids. You've got 6 kids still out there who need a dad.
I know. You're right. You're right, Matt. You're right, Matt.
I mean, I'm out fishing with my son tomorrow, and what a better way to spend a Friday than with your son fishing.
Yeah, I was down in Eastbourne last week with my boy. We went sea fishing.
Yeah.
Never caught fuck all in Eastbourne. And then I went to Pevensey Bay.
Yeah, I know it well, yeah.
You know Pevensey Bay, yeah. So we never caught fuck all, Matt. We was out there 8 hours.
Yeah, but you know as much as anyone, you have got things to care about.
Yeah, of course. I'm not an idiot, Matt.
Yeah.
But it's painful. It's painful.
Yeah. Well, I hate to be a bastard, but it's as painful as you want it to be.
Not really, mate. When you pick up a floppy child, I'll call it a floppy. He was floppy.
Oh, right. So that you've still got those memories burning inside you, right? Okay. Yeah, that must be tough.
Mm.
But sadly, death, touches many people, and in a perverse kind of way, death is a part of life, isn't it?
It is, Matt. It is, Matt. You got to accept it.
Yeah.
But I just hit the bottle. Matt. Everyone knows I hit the bottle. I don't lie. I'm an alcoholic.
Well, yeah, there you go. You've got to be something in life, I suppose, and but you are more than just an alcoholic. That doesn't have to define you.
It doesn't define me. Yeah, I've got dough. I've got businesses. I don't need anybody, Matt. Yeah, like yourself. You're being accused of a lot of things, Matt. A lot of things. And people said to you, stay away from him, stay away from him. Yeah, but you are unjustified. What I call unjustified. Yeah? What's happened to you is wrong. and I'll back people.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, but you know, we've all. I see life as a challenge. We've all been sent these challenges. Obviously, the challenge what you go through is your own challenge to overcome, and what I'm going through is my challenge. We've all got our own
Well,
challenges.
I'd say the last 3 years, Matt, you've called a lot on yourself with the officers. And listen, I've done it. I've droned coppers' houses and all that shit. Yeah, I was locked up last year for 10 weeks. Yeah, in jail. But fuck 'em, fuck 'em.
Oh,
Yeah.
what were you in 10 weeks in jail for?
Uh, I droned the copper's house and put his family out there.
Fucking hell, Brian, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was. It was 20. They gave me 20 weeks. I done 10 weeks, Matt.
Right.
Yeah, easy work. Easy work.
And so, what was the offence called then? That was that harassment, was it?
Harassment and stalking.
Right. Okay. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Crikey. Well, thanks for sharing that with us.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. I've got nothing to hide.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to hide.
Third Eye Zone says, can you leave the Priory at any time, or do you have to wait for that
No,
60 days?
no. You got to start. I've got my phone. You can't have your phone for 28 days, and they'll just give me the phone. You can't leave. No, you can't leave.
Right. Harry's calling you out. He says, how could you have gone fishing with your lad when you've been in the Priory?
Well, jump on, Harry. Jump on, Harry.
Jump on. Oh, but we know he's not going to jump on because he's a weasel.
Come on, Harry. Jump on. Talk to me. It's called. What? It's called. Matt. Leave. You're allowed to leave.
Right, there you go.
You're allowed to leave. Yeah.
How's it affected the rest of your family? What you're going through?
Not good. Not good, man. Yeah. Not good. Not good. But they're good where I'm at. They're good where I'm at. You with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I needed help. I need help. I accepted the help and I need it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the first thing, isn't it? Putting your hand up and saying, "Yeah, I do need help."
Yeah, I needed it, Matt. I won't lie. I don't lie. I needed help. You with me?
And so, out of the Priory, what support have you got? Where's your support?
Well, when I get out, they call it home team. They call it home team. Right. So every day I'll get a home team psychologist come to see me and give me support, whatever that is. Yeah, I've got what they call a CPN, a community psychological nurse, which will come once a week. Yeah, and that's it.
Okay. But so you're not with your wife?
No, we divorced.
Right. She moved on, has she? Or do you know if she's in another relationship?
No, she's single. We're cool. She's got my babies. She's got my 3 kids. Yeah, she's cool.
Oh, that's good. So you remain friends then with?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate.
Lenny's got a question. Can you read that on the screen, Brian?
Hang on, mate. Brian, why did Brian back up Brian Harvey's Red Room? Hang on. Cobbler's story that was clearly bogus in all. Okay, right. The Red Rooms was at Brown's nightclub. There was a club called Brown's nightclub where Brian Harvey went with Daniela Westbrook. Yeah. He told me he sees some shit in the Red Rooms, which was upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
Yeah. And of course, you, just for the audience who may not know, you met Brian Harvey in a nut house, didn't you?
No.
Oh, no. I thought you went to the same nut house.
No, that's what people think. That's what people think, Matt. No, I went to his house and knocked on his door.
All right, as you do. I'm sorry about that, because I distinctly remember you saying that, but
No,
Yes,
he said online he met a guy called Brian in the Nutter House, which
right.
is Snare's book. I went to see Ian Paddock. I went to see Ian Paddock. Ian Paddock asked me to get Brian Harvey off his case, and that's why I went to Brian Harvey.
Oh, was that when you were trying to get 20 grand off?
No, no, no.
Where did that 20 grand and Puddick come into that? Come into
He's
play?
talking shit. Paddock was talking shit.
Right. Yeah. So again, there's so much misinformation, isn't there?
Well, of
Right.
course, of course, of course.
So you didn't meet Brian Harvey in a nut house. Brian
No,
Harvey
I
met
went to his
another
house.
Brian.
I went to his house in Walthamstow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
Paddock gave
the
me his address.
bequest of Puddock, you went to.
Ian Paddock, yeah, because he had three people. He had three people that was trolling him constantly, and he asked me, and he gave me £1,000 to stop the three people trolling him.
Wow. And what was your game plan to stop people trolling Puddock?
I just went to their door,
With the intention of
stopping him.
or yeah, what was your game plan to get them to stop bothering Puddock?
Well, I just told them.
Oh right, just yeah.
Yeah,
So verbally warn them not to.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. And how did I'm just laughing because I'm trying to picture you turning up at Brian Harvey's house. How did Brian Harvey react to you telling him?
Well, he's got, when you go to his door, he's got like a metal fence, like a
Yeah.
metal gate at his front door and all his windows. So I just said to him, "There's my phone. Talk to me. Go and speak to someone." I'll put him on the phone to someone. I went, "You know who I am," and he let me in. He was cool.
Oh, okay. And did Brian Harvey stop bothering Puddock after your visit?
Yeah, it's online. Go
Okay.
to Brian Harvey's channel.
Good. No, it's brilliant. Thanks for sharing. It's it's bringing clarity to it, and
It's on
I'm really
Brian
chuffed
Harvey's
you're
channel.
sharing this.
You go type in Brian Harvey, Brian Hurle, you'll see it when I was at his house.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but we'll look into it more. Brian Harvey and Brian Hurle. Yeah,
It's on there. I say to him, drop Ian Paddock out. He went, yeah, Ian Paddock, we got a truce. It's online.
and you said there were two other individuals that you
Yeah,
had to go and see on Puddock's behalf. Will you
yeah.
share?
Well, one of them was the guy in the Philippines, which I can't mention. I don't want to mention. And the other guy was a Northerner, which was making threats to him. Yeah. He was a bit obsessed with Brian Harvey, if I'm honest. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The other guy was from he was in the Philippines. Everyone knows who he is. I'm not going to give his name, but everyone knows who he is.
But that's interesting because you're revealing something about Puddock. So Puddock's modus, the way Puddock does business is to get other people to do his dirty work for him.
Paddock is a Roman. Ian Paddock is a Roman. Yeah, I've got everything on Ian Paddock.
And elaborate on why he's a wrong un.
Well, his dad was MI6, right? He's in with who's that guy? The Home Office Minister who's gay. What's his name?
Oh, pass.
Yeah, one who does the trains, all the trains.
Oh, yeah, Portello.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Michael
Portello. Right, that's his best mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He had,
Michael Portillo is Puddock's best mate. Brilliant.
yeah, he's his best friend. His best friend.
Oh.
I exposed them two together. Yeah, and then Puddock, yeah, suddenly had a son. Well, where did his son come from? So I put his wife and his son out there.
As you do, which is what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, as I do. Yeah. But it's Michael Portillo. That's his name, Michael Portillo.
Yeah.
Yeah, gay guy.
Yeah.
Paddock's gay. Ian Paddock's gay as fuck.
Paddock's gay. Yeah, because but wasn't part of Paddock's story how he was married, but his missus was having it off with his boss.
Yeah.
And then
That's what he claimed that with the City of London police. The City of London, police, and he said that she was having an affair. Yeah?
Yeah.
And he took them to court for 2 years. He's as gay as fuck. Paddock's as gay as fuck.
Yeah, there you go. Right. And not that gays get other people to do their dirty work. That's just maybe a Paddock thing.
Oh, Paddock. There's a lot more I can't say on your channel.
So I imagine Paddock has got other people to do other stuff for him.
Paddock's a multi-millionaire. He got left £15 million from his German art. 15 million from his German art. Yeah. I showed all
German aunt. Right, okay.
Yeah, the German. She was from Austria. Left him 15 million quid. Yeah.
Wow.
And he bullies people.
Good God, Brian. This is a wealth of information you're sharing. Thanks ever so much.
But it's out there anyway. Bruv. It's out there.
It's good for us all to be reminded. Yeah, and I'm surprised that Brian Harvey took it so well, but obviously that must be your good communication skills. You must have put him at ease and.
Well, no, because I've since then when he come on Real. Do you remember Real's channel? Real.
I'm not really as clued up with it, really. Yeah.
Well, I bought him on Real's channel. We done a live stream, and after that, he didn't trust me. He said that I backstabbed him, which I didn't. But Paddock tried to say this and that, and he got all dirty. But I don't give a fuck. Brian Harvey, he's just lost the plot. He lost the plot. Yeah, he told me a lot of shit about Angela Power Disney and certain other people, which he was wrong about.
I don't suppose you know what Paddock is up to at the moment?
Of course I do.
Oh, okay. Is he still active on what?
He's on Instagram. You just go look him up. He's on Instagram. He's constantly on Instagram.
Oh, good to know. Yeah, fascinating. Right. Good God. Heard it here first from Brian.
But Paddock even went on, Joe, what was his name? The guy with the Wasp channel. Do you remember the Wasp?
Yeah. He's actually been on the Wasp. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was on the Wasp channel trying to cut me off. And then he went, dickhead. Yeah, the Wasp told me, yeah, when he died, or so-called died. Yeah.
Well, we know he died, don't we?
Yeah. But
if anybody's got any questions for Brian, please put them in the chat. What are you going to say about Wasps? Do you reckon he fabricated death? Surely not.
No. But he was called. He got arrested, as we all know. Yeah, for child molestation. We all know. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. I'm always the last to know these things. Because even Harry Monk is coming up with that old one. Brian Hurle went to Ian Paddock's office and asked him for a 15 grand loan.
Oh, dickhead.
Good God. Oh yeah, so Lenny's making the point. Remember, Brian Harvey went in very strong with the Liam Payne being killed, but I mean that was the last we really heard from Brian Harvey, isn't it? The Liam Payne.
Well, no, he's done streams. He still does his streams, but I won't get involved with him if I'm honest. Yeah, he needs help. He needs help, Matt. He needs help.
Because I think he's got great support from his girlfriend. I mean, Nikki Lee's still active on TikTok.
Yeah, Nikki's his bird. Nikki's his bird. Well, obviously, you know. Yeah, Nikki's his bird. I met Nikki, but there's a lot of problems. He's got a lot of problems.
Yeah, well, don't we all? What's up, Lenny? Are there some questions you've asked and I haven't passed on? Do apologise, Lenny. Oh, Lenny wants to go back on the Red Rooms. He says, what has this got to do with the Red Rooms and all the changing characters inside the secret room? Oh, I don't know,
it wasn't secret rooms. It was at Brown's nightclub. It was at Brown's. Yeah. And it was the governor, the boss, who was Greek, and they took him and what's her name? Daniela Westbrook to the Red. It was upstairs in the manager's.
So, back in your heyday, Brian, have you ever kind of like mixed with top celebrities? Who else have you hobnobbed with as such?
Oh, fuck, Daniel Westbrook's mum, Susan.
Right. That's a claim to fame.
Not really. She's a lovely lady, Sue Westbrook. Go look her up, Susan Westbrook.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So, make me laugh, Brian. But one day we'll have to do everyone Brian Hurle shagged. Yeah, I think that would be a.
I've only done 3 birds. I've only done 3. I've only done 3. Minx, Chartel, yeah, as everyone knows. Hang on, what's she saying? Lee Ravenscroft. Katie Ball. No, fuck off. I know Lee Ravenscroft. What are you talking about?
Talking rubbish. That's what he's talking, Brian. Oh, look. So, look, it'd be easy if you came on, Harry, but of course you won't. Harry saying, Ian Puddock told me personally and thought it was hilarious. Oh.
He's talking shit.
Right? I know he does. He's talking shit. You talking shit? Oh, we got a new one in the chat. We got Satan's Angels YouTube dead cunts. Wow, love it. Evening all. Evening. Satan's Angels YouTube dead cunts. Love it.
Matt, listen, jump on and put your camera on. I'll put my camera on. Got no problem. Jump on and put your camera on. Come up.
Yeah, Katie, I think that Lee Ravenscroft is being mentioned because
Lee Ravenscroft lives in Thailand. Lee Ravenscroft lives in Thailand. He's got a little thing out there. Yeah, he won't want to be mentioned. Yeah. If A1000, you know who I know.
Oh, I thought Lee Ravenscroft was a woman.
No, he's a geezer. He's a geezer.
I got mixed up with somebody else then.
No, he's got a place in Thailand. Yeah, in a place called Compagnon. Yeah, he's got a little do out there. But he's a wrong one. Lee Ravenscroft is a fucking wrong one.
Right. Hello, Kaylee's in the chat. Hello, Kaylee.
I've got statements from 2 women where he perved over them. And you know this A1000.
Yeah, right. It is coming back to me. Yes.
Do you remember Lee Ravenscroft?
Yeah, now it is.
Yes. There's a place in Thailand, Song Panyang. Yeah.
Going back a few years, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never really jumped in with that lot, but yeah, I bet it rings bells.
Yeah, mate.
So we've got Kaylee in the chat, which is good to have.
Kaylee, jump on.
Bear in mind, we're wrapping it up in under 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, Lee Ravenscroft is from Nottingham. Yeah?
Yeah.
Test me with Davy Gunn.
I think I was getting... There was another Ravenscroft, which I'm getting mixed up with.
No, Lee Ravenscroft, he lives out in Thailand. He's a perv. He's a perv. Yeah. And he got done 2 statements against him with the Thai police. The MPs are out there. You would know this A1000 if you know.
Right. Yeah, and so he's still out in Thailand, is he?
Yeah, he's still out there. He's Song Panyang. Listen, you know the other guy I speak to who was out there. He knows what he done.
Brian, I've just remembered. What's the latest with you and Tom Carhill?
Well, that's the other guy. Tom Carhill is the guy who gives me all the information on Lee Ravenscroft.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah. But he's part of what I will call it. Be very careful what I say here because it's your channel. The H group, we'll call them. The H group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, he's part of that, is he?
Yeah, he's part of that. He went to Belinda's. You know Belinda?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. He stayed there. He stayed there for a week.
cool, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, right.
He
Okay.
stayed there for a week.
Yeah, because of course, Tom Carhu's got a big story to tell. That's waiting in the side rooms to be told, but I won't say it. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for him to come out with that.
I'll bring Tom on. I'll bring Tom on.
Yeah.
But A1000, you don't know shit about Lee. Stop lying. Where does he live? I'll give you his address. Hang on. Let's see where does Lee Ravencroft live? And where was his address in Nottingham?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to watching Kaylee go live. We'll be wrapping it up in under 10 minutes.
Okay, mate. But just to ask A1000, where does his address in Nottingham be?
Well, I thought you said he lives in Thailand now, anyway.
No, he's in Thailand, but he's got an address in Nottingham. Come on, A1000.
Yeah, come on. How would Katie know?
No, A1000.
Lenny's asking if whether you shagged Prince Andrew. What kind of question is that, Lenny? Yeah. But have you shagged any royalty, Brian?
Yeah, yes, A1000. Give me his address. I've got it. I can give you his address in Nottingham.
Kaylee, will we? I'm looking forward to you going live. Yes. Kaylee says you can't remember, but my iCloud doesn't drink, Brian. Truth is sovereign.
Jump on, Kaylee.
And cares about nobody's feelings.
Just jump on, Kaylee. Stop talking shit in the chat.
Look, Kaylee's going to be going live, so maybe if you want to jump on with Kaylee's live, that'll be interesting to see whether Kaylee will have you on.
Okay.
Yes, A1000. I know all about Tom doing time recently, and like I said, that's his story. I know all about it because me and Tom talk. Mind you, we haven't spoken for a while. I may have to ring him up and see how he is. But I know you and Tom were good mates, weren't you?
Yeah, we're cool, mate. We're cool. Yeah. We're cool. Tom Cole told me everything about Lee Ravenscroft, what he did with them fucking the animals and shit. It's a nasty piece of work.
And so, you still good with Bleeding Heart and Esau?
Yeah, of course, good. Of course.
Lovely, jubbly. And so, yeah, I mean, give you 60 more days to do your rehab, and then hopefully, we'll see you coming back onto YouTube.
Okay, brother. You look after yourself.
Yeah,
Matt.
Hello,
you look after yourself. Yeah. If Umbrella's going, is it Umbrella?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'll go live. I'll go jump on. I won't hide from nobody.
Of course you won't. I'm gonna just try and find Kaylee's new channel. Because of course poor Kaylee is going through channels as you go through sexual partners by the sounds of it. But
well, if I'm honest, we give her a hard time. And it ain't happening no more. Well, it ain't happening no more. Esau will not go at her, nor bleeding, nor lie. Yeah. So we give her a hard time. But
well, the thing is, Kaylee's held her ground, and she's taken everything that everyone has thrown at her, and that's more can't be said about other people who crumble under the pressure. But I've got the utmost respect for Kaylee, and I can't find her YouTube just yet. But oh gosh, I can't find her YouTube.
I'll find it. Don't worry.
Yeah, good.
All right, brother. Look after yourself, Matt.
Thanks ever so much for sharing. And look, Brian, do you feel as if maybe you can come on again and give us some more insights, because what you're coming out with is very interesting.
Of course.
Oh, you're a star.
This is how I roll.
Yeah.
Take care, brother.
Oh, thanks ever so much, Brian. God bless. Weren't that great? Having Brian on, telling us all that. That was brilliant. Look, Kaylee, I don't know how you put your link in for your YouTube channel, but I can't seem to find it. Oh, look, there. No, is that it? Yes, I think I've got it. There we go. I've got Kaylee's. So Kaylee will be going live soon. I'm going to be wrapping it up in the next couple of minutes, everyone. Thanks ever so much for everyone coming on. Cannot thank Brian enough. Listen, it's always good to have Brian. It's always good to have Brian Hurle on your show. Why not? Woo-wee. Crazy stuff. We learned a lot about Ian Puddock today, didn't we? So, yes, hello, Tube England. Good to see you in the house. Good evening to you. Emily V is off. Emily V. It's a private joke just between me and me. But if you were in with the joke, you'd appreciate how funny it was. It is. Anyway, we're wrapping it up. What's Brian Hurle's take on Jeffrey Epstein? That's a question for next time. Kaylee says, I have about 10 at the moment. Yeah, well, okay, yeah. You need it. I'll be on free. Right. So maybe I shared the wrong channel. Oh, well, I think you're bullshitting CUNT as well, funny enough, Harry. Thank you for admitting it. Brian says, yes, thank you. Tube. Matt, just so to know, the vermin is using your content again. I know. When doesn't the vermin use my content? Thanks for letting me know. Remember, Epstein had different sets of ears that he could put on. Wow. He looked different in various photos with the Vulcan ears. I didn't know that. I did not know that, Lenny. So listen, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Stone cold facts from Brian. We can all agree. And lovely questions from you, Lenny. Matt, is Brian drunk in the Priory? No, Lenny, they don't allow drink in the Priory. What are you on about? Don't be so gullible. I missed it all. Is this staying up, Matt? I'd love to go back and watch. Yes, of course. Emily still thinks Freddie is in the chat using the third eye zone. Did I get that right? The third eye zone, yeah. Emily, get it together, girl. That one is fine. I'll make sure it's one I'm on. Yes. Let's wrap it up, everyone. Thank you ever so much. Maybe Mugger will have grown some balls when Matt goes live next and he comes onto the panel. Hey, listen. Hopefully, I'm out fishing with the lad tomorrow. I should be back by 8 o'clock, but you never know. I may go out and pop in to see my sister and niece. I don't know. Okay? But I'll let you know at 7 if I'm going live at 8. Thanks, everyone, for coming on. It's been lovely having you all. And let's play off with a promotional video. It's coming up. It's coming up. Thank you ever so much for everyone. And let's do it again soon. So until the next time, remember, Kaylee is the best damn thing to watch on YouTube at the moment. Till the next time, remember, let's do it. Welcome to Matt Taylor TV. Some people call me a menace to society. I like to think I've just got big boobs.